The Minister of Finance, Charles Sousa, announced that the budget is coming down on April 23rd in a week and a half. We're joined now by Vic Fedeli, who is with the Ontario PC Party, and he's an MPP. And Vic, first of all, Mr. Sousa is always talking about more jobs and the great economy, and he's very enthusiastic. There's nothing wrong with enthusiasm. Is any of it true?
Well, we lost 27,500 full-time jobs last month. 300,000 people are unemployed in manufacturing because of the highest energy costs in North America. We have the highest payroll taxes in Canada. So, they live in a little bit of a fantasy world.
So what is the viewer supposed to say? There's a Minister of Finance saying, boy, things are absolutely terrific on Ontario. There you are, the critic, saying, well, they aren't terrific. What is the average voter supposed to do? A pox on everybody's houses?
Well, I think we should listen to the Auditor General. That report is the one that tells us we need to drastically change the direction we're in Ontario. And sadly, we had a $9.2 billion deficit 2 years ago, 10.5 billion last year, 10.9 billion was announced. We're going the wrong way, according to the Auditor General. So let's listen to her.
Okay, let's just switch over to cap and trade. The Premier yesterday announced cap and trade. And so far in all the material that I've gone through, I have not seen any estimate of how much money it's going to cost, in the sense that to estimate how much every business enterprise in Ontario, you need a lot of bureaucrats to look at them all and say, okay, here's what you can do, and here's what you're selling, and here's what you're buying. It sounds like a huge government operation.
It's going to be very complex. When you think they're going to be collecting between $1 billion and $2 billion in new taxes, you're going to take people to administer those taxes, there's no question. It is a very complex situation that they've decided to go with this cap and trade tax. In the legislature this morning, I disclosed a once secret Liberal document called the Confidential Advice to Cabinet, and what it said was this will cost the province 5,000 more jobs when they implement this new tax.
So maybe that's one of the reasons for the tax, is that's going to increase government employment.
Well, I can tell you the 5,000 families who are going to lose their job next year over this new tax certainly don't feel very comforted with this at all. And we also know that the government has no intentions of using any of this money for greenhouse gas emissions. This is all about a tax grab to appease their spending addiction. This is all about the $10.9 billion deficit and trying to get it down. They're looking at nickels and dimes in the couch. They're looking at every source of revenue they can, and this is just another tax on everything in this case. Everything from gasoline to groceries will go up.
So, Vic Fedeli, what is your party's response, though, to the need to make sure that the environment gets cleaner?
Well, look, everybody wants to see reductions in carbon. There's no hesitation to say that. But the way this government is going about it, they're putting a tax on everything by this cap and trade. It's all of the experts have told them you're going to be rife with manipulation, with lobbyists who are looking to have their particular company excluded. This is all about payments to the government to buy these carbon credits. This is all about raising money for the coffers. This is nothing whatsoever about reducing emissions. This is gaining $1 billion, perhaps $2 billion. They'll tell you on one hand that it's meant for roads and bridges. That's absolutely untrue. It goes straight into general revenue, and we know that that general revenue is all about lowering their deficit.
Okay, Vic Fedeli, thank you very much. You must be very heartened by the polls this morning. It shows the PCs are up. We'll talk to you later on about that one. Thanks very much, Vic.
Thank you very much.
Okay.